So what does it look like whenever, I mean, just, I guess having paralysis, that's got to be a god-awful feeling to
Yeah.
not know what's going to happen next.
Yeah, the prognosis was pretty dark, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go into that whole story. So
You
Mother's
don't have
Day.
to if you don't want to. But
Oh no, I'm so transparent. I don't hide anything. I don't disregard anything. I don't not talk about anything.
Yeah.
So Mother's Day of 2018, I just released my mom's song that I wrote for my mother because she also had my kids on deployment and stuff like that. So it's been a wild ride with that woman and her sacrifice. I wanted to again put it on paper. So I wrote her a song called "The Woman You Made" and I released it on Mother's Day of 2018. And that morning I had been in the hospital for 6 hours, and within 6 hours I was rendered paralyzed from my neck down on life support. And I wake up 10 hours later to my mother standing over my bedside from California. She hopped on a plane. As a mother, I cannot even imagine that phone call. Talk about it to this day. Like, your daughter's paralyzed. That alone. How do you even handle that? Like, how do you... My daughter has 3 kids. She's paralyzed in the hospital until God knows when. What does your life look like? You just have to pick it up and move it? You don't have to, but she's so sacrificial.
You had 3 kids, and they had kids, so... I'm sorry. Humor is what I use to... I'm very irreverent.
I have 3 kids.
Yeah.
And I was saying, like, as my mother was thinking, like, my daughter has 3 kids. You thought I did. That's funny. And you thought my daughter had 3 kids. That's funny. But what would go through your mind? Like, how is her life going to play out? Like, it's crazy. She's got such a soul, I swear. That woman is unbelievable.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine receiving that kind of phone call to...
It's not the first time she's received a phone call like that.
Yeah.
So, cheers to mothers that receive those phone calls, that's for sure. Cheers to my mommy. Cheryl Robinson, if you're watching, I love you. Mwah!
So sweet.
She's a hell of a woman. She really is. But back to my story. So she went to the hospital because my kids were going to be with God knows who, whatever babysitters were in town at the time. So it was a really harsh moment for my children as well, having to see mom very, very incapable, and I wasn't able to see them even on Mother's Day because obviously I was paralyzed, but I wasn't able to see him for 2 weeks. They had started me on this medication that it didn't cure Guillain-Barré, but it was able to like reverse it a little bit by putting different antibodies in and taking the psycho ones out that are trying to kill me.
So it was a disease that put you in?
It was a autoimmune disorder, yes.
Oh.
I woke up and found I had Guillain-Barré. They were giving me IgMF, I don't know how to say it. It's this inner globulin, I don't know.
Some kind of drip?
Yeah. So, and it's basically other people's plasma and stuff. It's not really fun to think about. But, so I became allergic to it. Yeah, that was in Austin. I was in the hospital for 6 months. So 4 months in St. David South, and they were amazing, but I wasn't making enough progress to be in their program. So they put me in a nursing home, a skilled nursing facility, so they said, which was a bullshit. No, it was not fancy. It was lying, is what it was. They actually got in a lot of trouble because not only did they give me someone else's medication for 2 weeks for schizophrenia. I was terrified. I was like, I'm not taking anything. Like, this is not mine. Mine's missing. You left me with some other randoms. Like, it was just crazy. And then I contacted the state when they gave me a faulty wheelchair, busted my head open in treatment, and they were like, we're going to be there on Monday, and you probably shouldn't be. So I checked myself out against medical advice. Luckily, they didn't try to sue me for that because they wouldn't have had very much fun doing so. So the state said, because I was like, they can retaliate and make it to where the insurance doesn't pay for it because TRICARE is weird like that. All of that. But nope, they just got a bunch of citations. I don't even know if they're still open. But I got out, and that's when I went home. and my kids were in California with my mom. And I was alone in a dark apartment